Welcome to Barnstable Today. I'm Nick Cortez. The Town Council meets for the third consecutive week this Thursday evening at 7 o'clock in the Town Hall hearing room. Another busy agenda to talk about today with Assistant Town Manager Tom Lynch. Hi, Tom.
Hi, Nick. How are you doing?
Doing very well. I love that you're sporting the summery look today.
Trying to get in the mood. Memorial Day, it's here.
Well, with a day like we're having out here
Gorgeous.
today, it's fantastic. Now, let's get right into this because there is a lot to talk about. Before we get into the orders of the day, let's talk a little bit about the Falmouth Board of Selectmen. They're coming before the Town Council. Why is that?
Well, it's a little unusual, but, they're here because they have to pay off on the bet. As we know, the Barnstable football team won the Thanksgiving Day Classic, and there's a traditional gentleman's agreement bet that goes on, and they're going to pay us off. I don't know whether it's in cohogs or just what, but we'll soon find out.
So a friendly thing, not too serious,
Nope.
some nice levity to start off the meeting with. And as we get into some of the old business items, what we see is a block of agenda items that really is wrapping up the process of the Town Council approving the various line items of fiscal year 2012 budget.
It's been a very productive budgetary session. I think we're very pleased with the way it's gone. The various presentations from staff have been very complete, I thought, and both talking about accomplishments as well as future goals and being very specific about what was in the budget. The town councils have responded with very thoughtful questions. They have some advice for looking at future things in the budget, and you could tell by some of the questions they asked about maybe reserves or what was left in such and such account, that they had done their homework and looked very carefully at the budget book. As we've shown before, it's not an easy document, but it's got an awful lot of information in it, and it helps to set the policy for us for the coming year. And we've gotten through schools and airport and DPW, community services, and again, in each one, for those who have been able to stay with it, it's a lengthy process.
Yes.
And I realize it can, your eyes can glaze over a little sometimes. But you look at the whether it's in community services where they've Sandy Neck Park has gotten the new bathhouse built and a garage built and a walkway up, or you look at DPW and the number of roads that have been paved, and the Barnstable Bulkhead project being finished, and regulatory services with being able to show us how many building permits have been done, and which permits have gone up and down, and get it. And from that we got good questions about the economics of the town, how things were going, and I thought that growth management did a good job also of showing people what they do and how it works. So all of that was good, and we're down to 6 accounts. We went late on last week. We got through a lot of them through finance. We're now down to ones where we're looking at some debt service accounts. We're looking at the town council budget, the town manager's budget. We have some employee issues that are wrapped into all the revolving. That we're creating a new revolving fund, and we'll do all the revolving funds to authorize those for marine environmental affairs. So there's still some technical things, but not many of the larger departments left. The bulk of that work is behind us now.
So is it your expectation that by the time that tomorrow night's meeting or Thursday night's meeting is over, that we'll have a fully approved fiscal year 12 budget?
I would hope. This is a very busy agenda. There are a lot of items on it. If we stick to the schedule that's before us and deal with some Community Preservation Committee requests first, then go right into our budget, we should be able to finish it. There are some other items that are time sensitive that do need to be acted on. Whether the council moves that agenda around or not, we'll just wait and see. But I think if we followed this agenda, we'd get all the items done within the allotted time.
And of course, the new fiscal year begins on July 1st, so we are still a month away, so
Yes.
a pretty efficient budgetary process overall.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to talk about some other items that aren't necessarily related to the fiscal 12 budget. I want to talk a little bit about an authorization before the town council for the school committee to award a new 3-year contract for busing services to First Student. And the reason why this is significant, I think, is because for the last several months an analysis has been being done as to whether or not the school district wanted to move all of the busing services in-house, essentially to purchase our own fleet of buses. That's been decided to not happen, and instead we're awarding a new contract. What's your take on that?
We go through these cycles from time to time where, do you privatize something, which generally means contracting out with a private company, or do you bring it in-house and, provide that service yourself? Anytime you do, that, you're weighing the financial consequence of each decision. I haven't seen all the numbers, but I know that when you own your own buses, when you have to hire personnel and have benefits and all of that, there are dramatic costs that go with that and administration of it. Now, I'm sure that our purchasing department has worked very carefully with the school department to look at all these things. It may still be on their agenda that they're looking toward bringing it in-house, but I think with the change in superintendents and this, when you have change like that, they probably don't want to bring something like that on at this time. So I think you'll still see them studying it. But this will lock them into 3 more years of the current system, which has provided a very good service for the school children and for the department. Very
good. From transportation to alternative energy, for the last several months, there's been a subcommittee of the town council taking a close look at the partnership between the town and the Cape and Vineyard Electric Cooperative that may well, pending town council approval, produce a 4-megawatt plus solar panel installation on our capped landfill. And there will be a workshop with the town council solar subcommittee and the entire town council to present their findings. I know a split vote was cast not too long ago to recommend it to go before the entire town council. What do you expect to see from this conversation?
Well, I think that, the town manager has been pleased with the work that the subcommittee has done. They've looked very carefully at the contract. They've been able to, I understand, affect some change where, originally the company was going to get 10% of whatever was, and then now the town's getting the whole 100%. So I think I know that the subcommittee wanted to have a presentation before they brought a contract before the town council. So in a way, they're following what we've liked to have done in the past with with other workshops on important issues. Give the council a chance, the other councils that haven't had this intense weekly meetings that they've been going through, to go through all aspects of this contract to be sure that the town is getting a good deal. Because this is part of a larger contract that was bid out by the county, and I think that they're looking at it very carefully to make sure that it works for us, and then make a recommendation so we can get moving forward on this. Because once this is approved, my understanding is they're ready to go, so we could see this project move very quickly. But they're going to take the time to vet it with everyone and to go through the whole process. So we've been pleased so far, and we think it's going to be a good product.
Now, very lastly, Tom, and we're a little bit short on time here, this is something that's been hanging over the council for quite some time, a pending review of a couple of open meeting law complaints filed by Councillor Crocker. I know this was supposed to have been dealt with in recent meetings. It's been pushed along, and finally now we're at a point where we might actually see some discussion and some conclusions upon all of this.
Well, we were going to do it a couple of weeks ago, but we had everyone waiting for the budget, and they had taken up quite a bit of time with other issues, so they decided they'd ask for another extension and try to postpone it, which the council who brought the complaints was willing to do also. However, the Attorney General's office said, no, we want you to deal with these. So this becomes a time-sensitive issue that we'll have to get to on Thursday night. And we suspect that it's an issue for the council. It's their issue, and we suspect they'll meet and thrash it out and then make a recommendation up to the Attorney General. So hopefully that will be dealt with and resolved.
Well, that's just a sampling of what's coming up this Thursday evening at 7 o'clock at the Barnstable Town Council meeting. It is a very busy agenda, as Tom mentioned. If you'd like to take a look at the whole agenda, it's available to download online at town.barnstable.ma.us. Just follow the Town Council link, and in 3 clicks, you'll be taking a look at the full and complete agenda. That's all we have for you for today. Tom, thanks so much for being with us.
Well, go Bruins.
Absolutely. Go Bruins. I couldn't agree more. Everybody have a great rest of your day today, and we'll see you next time here on Barnstable Today. Thank you for joining us.